ever wondered why some people remain calm, unshaken and peaceful, no matter how loud the storm is outside, while others break down, panic, or lose hope, even in the smallest of struggles? Is it luck, is it strength, or is it something deeper? What if I told you that the only difference lies within the mind? And more importantly, what if I told you that you already have this power too? Welcome to Wisdom of Sparks, where we explore the ancient teachings of Buddhism, not as philosophy trapped in temples, but as life tools that can help you master your mind and rise above every challenge life throws at you. Now take a deep breath, because what you're about to hear is not just another motivational talk. This is a journey, a mirror, a reset button for your soul. Let's begin. There's a beautiful story from the time of the Buddha. One day, a young man came to the Buddha, angry and frustrated. His life was full of suffering. His wife didn't understand him. His business was failing. His children didn't respect him. And his health was declining. He said to the Buddha, "I have 83 problems in life, and I've heard you are an enlightened one. Can you help me fix them?" The Buddha smiled gently and said, "I'm sorry, I can't help you with that." The man was shocked. "But I thought you were a master, that you help people." The Buddha replied, "Everyone has 83 problems. When you fix one, another takes its place. Some you can solve, most you can't, but I can help you with the 84th problem." The man, confused, asked, "What is the 84th problem?" Buddha said, "The belief that you should not have any problems." Let that sink in. The problem is not the problem. The real problem is your mindset, your reaction, your attachment, your belief that life should be perfect. You see, life will never be free of challenges, but the mind that meets those challenges, that can be trained, that's where freedom lives, that's where peace begins. Let me ask you this. Think about a time when something didn't go your way. Maybe someone betrayed you. Maybe a plan collapsed. Maybe you were hurt, humiliated, or lost everything you worked for. Now ask yourself, where did most of the pain come from? Was it really the event? Or was it the overthinking, the fear, the shame, the thoughts that kept attacking you in your own head? That voice inside your mind that says, "You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why is this happening to me? What if things never get better?" That voice becomes your enemy. Buddha once said, "Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts." So the solution is not to beg the world to be kinder. It's to train your mind to become unshakable, to see clearly, to feel deeply but not drown, to become aware but not attached. There's another powerful story from Zen Buddhism. Two monks were walking back to their monastery. As they passed a river, they saw a woman struggling to cross. One monk walked over, lifted her up, and carried her across the water. Then they continued their journey in silence. After an hour, the second monk suddenly exploded. "You know we're not supposed to touch women. Why did you carry her?" The first monk smiled and said, "I left her by the river, but it seems you are still carrying her." Let that hit you. We carry so many things in our minds that we should have let go long ago. Old hurts, old guilt, old failures. And those burdens shape our mindset, making it heavy, negative, reactive. Buddhism teaches us a simple but powerful truth. Let go or be dragged. Now you may ask, but how? How do I change my mindset? How do I stop my suffering? That's what this journey is about. And I promise, if you stay with me till the end, not only will you understand this deeply, you'll walk away with actual tools from Buddhist teachings and ancient wisdom that you can start applying today. Not next week, not when you're more ready. Today. Let me ask you something very real. What if life never gets easier? What if you lose more people? What if money problems keep coming? What if the world keeps getting noisier? Will you still be able to smile? Because that's the real mastery. Peace that depends on a perfect life is fragile, but peace that comes from a mastered mind is indestructible. That's what Buddha meant when he said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." Let's pause here. Just for a moment, close your eyes. Feel the air on your skin. Listen to the sounds around you. Notice your breath. This is now. This is all there is. And in this moment, you are okay. This is the beginning of mindfulness. Buddhism doesn't promise a life without pain. It offers a way to understand pain, to see it for what it really is, temporary, impersonal, not yours to own. And once you see that, suffering loses its grip. Here's another beautiful metaphor from Buddhist teachings. Imagine a cup of muddy water. If you keep shaking it, the mud never settles. The water remains dirty. But if you let the cup sit slowly, the mud sinks to the bottom and clarity returns. Your mind is that cup. Most of us keep shaking it all day with thoughts, worries, comparisons, distractions. But meditation, mindfulness, and awareness let the mind settle. Only then can you see clearly. Only then can you make wise choices. Only then can you respond, not react. We live in a world that celebrates noise, speed, and external success. But what Buddhism teaches us is this: your inner world is more real than the outer world. You can be rich outside, but poor inside. You can have followers outside, but be lost inside. You can look strong outside, but feel broken inside. Don't ignore your mind. Don't abandon your heart. This journey, mastering your mindset, is the most important journey you will ever take. And it doesn't require money, power, or luck. It only requires one thing: your willingness to pause, to listen, to unlearn, and to begin again. You may think, but I'm too emotional. I overthink too much. I've been through too much pain already. But remember, even the Buddha was once a confused prince. Even he had to leave behind comfort, family, and illusions, and face the harsh realities of life: sickness, old age, death, betrayal. But he didn't run from it. He sat with it. He studied it. And through it, he found peace. If he could do it, so can you. Here's a question that can shift your entire mindset. What if every challenge in my life was not punishment but training? What if the heartbreak made you more compassionate? What if the failure taught you patience? What if the loneliness led you back to yourself? In Buddhism, suffering is not something to be avoided. It is the doorway to awakening, but only if you stop resisting and start understanding. Now, let me give you one last image before we move into the heart of the teachings. Imagine your mind is a clear sky. Thoughts and problems are just passing clouds. Some are dark, some are scary, but none of them stay. None of them are the sky itself. Don't mistake yourself for the cloud. You are the sky. That's what mastering your mindset means. Becoming the sky, watching the weather pass, staying free. So if you're ready, let's go deeper. Because what comes next will change the way you handle every storm, every emotion, and every challenge. This is not just a video. This is your path back to peace. Stay till the end. Let the wisdom light your way. This is Wisdom of Sparks. Let's begin. Let's begin where the heart of this teaching lies, in how the Buddha himself approached suffering. He never said life was meant to be easy. Instead, he gave us a path that made life's challenges meaningful. The Four Noble Truths, the foundation of Buddhist philosophy, begin with the acknowledgement that suffering exists. This is not a pessimistic view, it's a courageous one. Because once we see our suffering, we can begin to heal it. The first noble truth: life contains suffering, dukkha. The second, suffering is caused by attachment, craving, desire, clinging. The third, there is an end to suffering. And the fourth, the way out is the Noble Eightfold Path. Let's break this down gently, slowly. Most of our suffering doesn't come from events. It comes from the story we tell ourselves about those events. You lose money and the mind says, I'm a failure. You lose a relationship and the mind says, I'm unlovable. You make a mistake and the mind says, I can never recover. It's not the event, it's the interpretation. It's not the storm, it's how you carry the storm within you. But here's the magic of Buddhist teachings. You can change your story. You can change the way your mind holds pain. And in doing so, you change your entire experience of life. Let's take an ancient parable. There was once a farmer who had only one horse. One day the horse ran away. His neighbors said, "What terrible luck." The farmer simply said, "Maybe." A week later the horse returned, bringing with it 3 wild horses. The neighbors said, "What great fortune." Again the farmer replied, "Maybe." Later the farmer's son tried to ride one of the wild horses, but he fell and broke his leg. The villagers said, "How unfortunate." The farmer again said, "Maybe." Then the army came to the village to draft young men for war. But they didn't take the farmer's son because of his broken leg. Now the villagers said, "What a blessing." The farmer, he simply said, "Maybe." This story shows us that our minds are quick to label events as good or bad. But reality is always bigger than those labels. When we step back, breathe, and observe without judgment, we master our mindset. We develop what Buddhism calls equanimity, a calm, balanced mind. This doesn't mean we become indifferent. It means we stop being dragged by every emotion. Mindfulness is the first tool in your mindset mastery. Try this right now. Pause, inhale deeply. Feel the breath move through you. Notice the sounds, the space around you, the rhythm of your thoughts. This is presence, this is power. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. This is where you begin to change your life. Now let's walk into the Eightfold Path, the very essence of Buddhism's roadmap to freedom. Right view, see life clearly. Understand that everything is temporary. Right intention, align your heart with kindness and renunciation. Right speech, speak truthfully, lovingly, and wisely. Right action, act in ways that do not harm but uplift. Right livelihood, choose work that brings value without hurting others. Right effort, put energy into what frees you, not what binds you. Right mindfulness, stay present with each breath, each step, each thought. Right concentration, train your mind with focused meditation to see the truth as it is. Each of these steps is not a rule, it is a light, a guide for your journey. Now ask yourself, how many of these are you living each day? How many have you forgotten in the noise of modern life? It's okay, the path is not about perfection, it's about practice. There's a Zen saying, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Each fall is not a failure. It's a reminder to return to your breath, your awareness, your wisdom. Now let's explore Buddhist psychology, the science of the mind before modern psychology existed. Buddha taught that the mind has 2 wolves. One is fear, greed, hate, jealousy. The other is love, compassion, joy, equanimity. Which one grows? The one you feed. You feed the negative wolf with judgment, comparison, and endless desire. You feed the positive one with meditation, gratitude, forgiveness, and right thinking. Want to master your mindset? Start by feeding the right wolf. Here's a simple practice. Each morning ask yourself, which wolf will I feed today? And each night reflect, which wolf did I feed today? Bring awareness to your patterns, because what you're not aware of controls you. Let's also talk about emotional mastery. When anger comes, do you become it? Or do you watch it? When sadness comes, do you sink in it? Or do you learn from it? Buddhism teaches us not to suppress our emotions, but to befriend them. Imagine your emotions as guests. Some will be loud, some will cry, some will make a mess. But you are the host, you greet them. Let them stay, let them leave without clinging. This is true strength, not in resisting, but in relating wisely. Now, as we near the end of this journey, let me remind you, your mindset is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you plant resentment, fear, ego, you'll live in a storm. If you plant awareness, kindness, and patience, you'll walk in peace. Your mind is not your enemy, it's a tool, a mirror, a temple. Treat it with sacred care. Meditate, reflect, speak with kindness. Listen deeply, walk slowly, eat mindfully, love generously. And when the world gets loud again, return to your breath. Just that is enough. So, dear seeker, if you've made it here, know this, you are already on the path. Not because you are perfect, but because you are present. Keep walking, keep learning, keep letting go. The storms will come, but now you are the sky. Thank you for walking with me on this journey. This is Wisdom of Sparks. If this message touched you, share it. Someone you know is silently drowning. And remember, you are not alone. You are not broken. You are becoming. May your path be full of insight. May your heart be full of peace. May your mind finally be free. Until next time, keep the flame of wisdom alive.